Hi everyone, Chris here, and today I wanted to continue talking about project management in instructional design. And specifically, I wanted to talk and sort of touch base on a very important document that every project needs, and that is the project charter. So essentially, the project charter is the document that has the all-important signature of approval to get started. So what exactly goes into a project charter? I mean, I suppose it's feasible to just sort of throw a title down, maybe a quick description, and Jack signs off on it. And in some cases, that may work. But for a really high quality, um, for better success in your project, there are a few things that really should go into a project charter. So the first is the title. The project should be given a title, kind of obvious. Um, and it can be an informal title even, but it should be agreed upon. Next, you should have a projected beginning and end date. When are you going to start? When are you hoping to finish? And at this point, it's still pretty preliminary, but you want to put those down. Um, you'll want to put down any budget information. And this is typically what you have approval for. Um, in the project charter, it's really estimates. So if you have any hard costs, if you're going to be needing certain things, this is the time to throw those in. And you're allowed to guess a little bit in the project charter. You'll need to make sure you get really clear on the objectives of the project. What are you actually trying to get out of this? Um, Next is if you have an approach you're going to be taking. And this is like what I like to call the assumptions and constraints. We assume we're doing this, and these are the constraints we have and why. Because you may end up in a situation for instruction where you do all the instruction in audio, and somebody asks, well, why didn't you do video? So having that documented up front is very helpful because hindsight is never 2020 when it comes to projects. You always want to make sure that you have things documented because amnesia sets in. Um, then you'll want to make sure you have any priorities, any these mission critical pieces of the project, and you'll want to get clear on deliverables. And I want to take a quick moment to talk about deliverables. And I think probably this would have been better with a FedEx box because I like to think of deliverables literally. What are you going to deliver and hand off at the end of the project? Because a project should be a self-contained thing, a product, a service, something. And in instructional design, it's usually the materials. And one of the challenges that a lot of people have is they put meetings as deliverables, and I really do not like that. It's a bad habit. So if you're with somebody who wants to have the meeting as the deliverable, because they do exist, a quick way around that is to write the deliverable. We are going to deliver the procedure for this process, and you can specify in a meeting at whatever. So you have the deliverable clearly identified. You need to have something that you could stick on a flash drive or print out or whatever it is. But a meeting is not a deliverable. And sometimes I have trouble even saying the approval is the deliverable because someone's going to approve something. So very clear, the deliverable should be written in a way that it can be put in a box and handed off. And those are the key things that I put into a project charter. And this is also a lot of the stuff that goes into a project bid, kind of is very similar to a project charter. And what you're looking for with the project charter is enough detail with enough honesty that you can get a realistic sign off and approval to get started on the project. So that's the first step to project management, is putting together the project charter. And we'll move on with the next part of project management tomorrow. And I'll talk with you then.